good people, boys and girls of Foul the Madman, that's musing. I was watching my pasture on YouTube. That's Cedar Creek TV today. Shameless plug for the preacher. He's really good though. I think his ability to connect to me personally reminds me of Joel Osteen a little bit. And I have grown distasteful for Joel Osteen due to the way he handled things, Katrina, and I think he doesn't seem as genuine as he used to. But Ben is, he's a very relatable guy. And every time I ever compliment him, he always just says he's grateful that God is able to speak through him. He gives it all to God. As he's talking about bringing people back to church and what it means to be welcoming to those in your life who can be challenging. And I may pick up like Greek because of this. He's reading the Bible, and he frames love. It's the word that's used, agape. He brings out 4 different kinds of love. Eros, which is romantic. Phileo, which is friendship. One that was like familial, I think that's what it was, familial. And then agape, which is unconditional. Keeps on returning to the strength of that, the variety of that word, and its meaning. There's a reason for that being said the way that it was. Then he goes on to talk about hospitality and how that is a demonstration of love. Oh, it's a thing that really hit home because I know that it's something that I have a great shortcoming in. It's made me think a bit. Made me think stuff. And he brought in this high chair. It's going around the table. Learned a thing or two here. To the right of the host is the guest of honor. And he said, from that would be like the baby Christians, people young in faith. He said the guest of honor is the person who doesn't follow, is not a believer, or is a believer but doesn't follow. And baby Christ, baby Christian is someone new in their faith, just learning and growing, and filing like an adult. But in between the adult and the host, he then brought out a little high chair. And he said that but you said, and he goes on and he says as if to speak to the crowd that didn't ask the question. He says, but the baby Christians are sitting over there. And he said that these aren't babies. They're people that are self-centered and, make mention of things on social media. And I really feel like I got stuck on that. And I lost the entire point of what he was saying because I was stuck on this thing, trying to square the circle. What is that now that this is off? I can't make sense of anything. And I do that all the time. And I failed my first IQ test because of that. I zipped through the whole fucking thing. I was done. Everything super fast. Like told me to go back and check because you could have got done all that. No, this is what I got. Yeah, fucking sure enough. Yeah. But the last thing was a puzzle, and I got the thing all together faster than fuck, except for one piece. I just could not figure out where this fucking triangle went. Made no damn sense. I knew this part right here was wrong, but this triangle doesn't fit it. There's nothing to fix it. So I reworked the whole thing, tear it all apart, put it back together. Same fucking issue. This damn triangle went in the front instead of the back. I don't know how. And I was moved it the wrong direction, so I didn't see it for what it was. I skewed the whole test. She never gave me the answers on it. Told me or my mom, told my mom that I wasn't supposed to know because it would just go to my head. Which of course went to my fucking head. I can't fucking tell you. I think that I probably had a hard time calculating it because I got everything done as fast as I did, with the exception of this one thing. I did go on to take other ones. I'm not going to say what the answers are here, but this particular one was done in a different environment. Jail, actually. My first time in juvie. Musings of a madman has had a tortured past. What was I saying here? So yeah, I got stuck because I couldn't get over this problem, and I see that as a thing that exists in so many areas of my life. I have this 3/4 of the way put together bookshelf bar thing, ripped a hole in my wall, did an open, what do they call it, open plan, or the fuck people say these days, open concept, that's what they call it, yes. And it came together pretty nice, actually. The bar is beautiful, but I never finished the upper half. I just left it there, and I did so because I ran into a problem I didn't have a solution for. Looks awful. I'm not going to leave it like that. Not going to continue. Not going to continue. Has to be resolved. I don't know how to resolve it. Or I don't have the means or desire to. I do now. That is coming soon. First I gotta fix the bathroom because I've half gutted it. But that's next. Because I do now have the means. And that's the thing. It's like this reoccurring mental block. I find myself these days thinking about thinking, meta thinking, as it were, a lot. The workbook is a nice thing. I'm glad that I bought it. Had me thinking last night, I'm not sure if I did one of these or not. I people please because I have a low self-worth. I fit 8 of the fucking 9 criteria for BPD. It's ridiculous. And some of them, like 3 of them, or maybe 4, are kind of severe. Like, and then a few of them are moderate. And there's a couple that's, a few are moderate, and a couple that's not really that big. A few that's not that big of a deal. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but it leaves me feeling that I've got a moderate case of it. Not the end of the world. It's probably controllable, but it's definitely present in a great many ways. I spent the whole night trying not to eat a snack. So, I'm trying to practice intermittent fasting. I can lose them last 30, 40 pounds. I don't want to carry around anymore. And I'm going into winter. Do not want to catch bad habits going into winter. Focused a lot too on how doing for others, loving others, is an expression of God's love. And that, while we can't see Him, we can see the effects of Him through our love for each other. It got me to thinking I do a lot of thinking about me. And I struggle with really loving other people, particularly when there's nothing in it for me. I am very self-centered. That's one of the reasons I worry so much that I might be narcissistic. That is one of the narcissistic traits that I often think of when I tell people that I have them. I sometimes forget that you can be one and both. And they're both two. And one with an axis. It's very common. Borderline personality with a narcissistic axis. That's what I think my daughter struggles with. She's got that shit in spades. just an axis, though. It's just a personality disorder. It's a personality. Yeah. You roll the dice so many times, certain things are gonna happen. And if you pour water down the side of a hill, there's only so many different ways that the water's gonna pass. And those grooves are some of them are going to be more naturally occurring than others. I always think of things, not always, but I often think of things like this in an array. 100, 1,000 different ways, possible ways a choice can be made, right? Like if you imagine this, like Planko, or whatever it is on The Price is Right, that little puck that goes into the different, bangs this way and that, the path it gets down, the path it takes on the way down is completely random, and it's always going to be a little bit different. No matter where they put the little puck, no matter how much they want it to make a difference, it's always going to be a little different. But if you watch the thing enough, it goes down the same paths. And if a thing gets going one way, it tends to get going another. And these paths begin to overlap some. And you can see patterns in the paths and the ways that they come down. And I think personality disorders are much the same. If a certain group of things happen to you, you're likely to react in a way that is similar to this. And the more you act in this way, the more this pattern develops in the people around you and in yourself as well. And in the relationships you have with the people around you. That's probably why the first criteria is in a pattern of unstable relationships. If this is not an unstable relationship, I don't know what is. That which I found myself in. I think she spiraled tonight. That's what it looks like when she does. She spirals and decides she doesn't want to love me. She spirals against the feeling of love, because she's an avoidant. And that feels so foreign to me, because for me it's the love I crave. And it's all the other shit. Upsets me because it detracts from that. Avoid and spiral out and do self-destructive things because they are upset that they have this uncomfortable feeling of love for somebody else, so they do whatever they can to turn it off, get away from it. upsets them. It's